guys, I decided to start this YouTube channel where I will be sharing code and solutions based in R and Python. And the reason I decided to do this is because as a beginner or when I was beginning in coding, I used to have a lot of challenges. So I'll be sharing the solutions to some of these challenges that I've faced and how I've solved them in the past. So today's task will be simple. I'll just be taking a new project, create a new project in R, and then I'll be sharing that in GitHub. GitHub is a platform that we use for sharing your code with your team, for example, backing up your data, and especially for collaboration with your team. So today's task is simple. Get the data, create a new folder, add the data there, create a simple R project, and then share this on GitHub. So I'll just begin right away. So I have in this an open folder. I also have an empty R that has been created. So on this empty folder, I'll add a data set, and the data set is on my desktop. So this is the data set. I'll just add it there because it's the one we are going to use to create the project. It's complaining that it's open, so I'll just close it and try again. It's done. So this is the data. It's inside the folder. So here we have R open. So on R, it's best to go to open or create a new project, and then you can save this. So it's going to open a new project, and it's going to give you a prompt where you can just go on to that new project. So the repo is already existing, or the folder, sorry. So we go to documents, and a document we have a project. So we'll create it there, open and create the project. Once it's done, you will see. So it has just created the project. You can see on the right hand side at the bottom that the Iris dataset is there and the project has already been created. So what I normally do, I just open a new file, and on the file I go to R Markdown. So I'll give it a title. I'll call it project one. My name is John, so I just write John, and the date will be the date today. It can be PDF as a default. Okay. So to create an R Markdown file, and you can just delete this. They are normally for just showing something. Then here I'll just click on the data, import the data set, and I'll just copy this. I don't need to import it on the machine. Paste it here, and once I run this, we can view that the data has already been added to the project. So we can save this project. So we were saving the file, and I'll save the file as our first project. So that's done. We can it's done. It has already been saved there as the first project. We can see it here. So we can try and knit the file in PDF. Knitting is just a way of saving the file in form of a report, and as it knits, it shows that, and it's because of this view. I'll just hash it for next time. So this is how the report looks like. I know it's not the best, doesn't look so good, but it's just a report saying that we've read the file. And I don't think we need to do much, since for this first video, it's just to show how you can create a new project. Ideally, this one should be false, the echo. The message should be false, and the warning should be false. This is a default because it will help you render the images well. You can import a library called Nita, and you can just say Iris, and we can also import the library tidyverse, and here we can just say Cabo. This is just to format it well. It formats the tables very well, so the report will look nice. I think the way it looks like, it will just show a very large table. So let's just put a head so that we can show the top 6, for example. Uh, so it's done. We can try and it again, just to show you that there is some improvement because of the settings we've set up here. Now it takes a bit of time, so bear with it. Should be done. So it's done. So you can see that now we have a report. This data is based on this project name, and I know should be project as a typo. Um, then the author is John, it's written here, and the date is today. And the output is a PDF file. Of course, you can change that to HTML or a Word file. So we are done. I think that's enough. It's good enough for our purposes. And let's just go back to the folder that we were working on. So this is the folder now. We have our first project. This is the R file. We have now the report that we just generated. Of course, as you add more analysis, more outputs, you can keep on knitting a new report, and you'll get this one being updated. And we have the areas. So the next thing that remains now is just to go to GitHub. So this is my GitHub page. And under GitHub, you have this user interface. This is my home. I have quite a number of repositories, but right now I can ideally create a new repository. I can just call it the same, project one, and I'll make it public. Then I can share, then just create a repository. The assumption here is that you've already installed the GitHub bash on your machine, and in case you'd like us to discuss how that's done, we can do it in a different video. But for now, the assumption is that it's already created. So what I do as a shortcut, I copy this, then I go back to the folder that I'm working on. Is this project one? So here on this bar, I write CMD, and this CMD is supposed to bring the command prompt onto my machine. And the command prompt now is exactly in the folder that you are working on, which is the project. And you just copy paste all the details that we have gotten from GitHub, and it's done. Should be done. Yeah. So it's telling us that the branch that we're working on is main, and all these other details is added. So once that is done, the only thing that remains is to add this project now to the GitHub page. And here you use just 3 commands. Git add dot, meaning you want to add everything. And once everything has been added, you can check using git status. It's not part of the 3 commands that I mentioned. This is just to see the status. If you see them in green, they have not been staged for adding to GitHub. So you need to commit this, and we can commit them as a first our first GitHub push. Of course, this is optional. The name you can change it. It's a variable. So you see them in white, meaning now they are ready to be sent now to GitHub. The final command is GitHub git push origin main. The only one who is working on this repository, so I'll just send it to the main file. So it's sending and done. So if we go back to GitHub, so this is how it looks like. But if we refresh, we should be seeing the files. So we have the first project, we have the PDF, the dataset, and everything. So all that remains is now to improve on the README, to create your documentation, and also to keep now adding and sending these files as you go and as you continue to work on your project. So as I conclude, we can imagine that we want to make a change, like a small change to this. Let's say we create a new cell here. So we've created a new cell, and let's say we want to do a simple visualization. Uh, that's a typo again. So the library we use is already, so we can say iris we pipe that to the head. We can have another video we can talk about these pipes, and we can just create a simple ggplot. I think I can create this as a new video. We can create an aesthetic where x equals to, we can give it this name, which is the sepal length. The y would be equal to this, and the color would be equal to this, the species. Then we would be creating a point geometry. So geom, and that's done. So we want to go beyond this. We have now the graph. So we'll save this again. We can knit it to see that it's been added to our report. So again, it will take a bit of time. It will take a bit of time, just a few minutes. Okay, it's done. So we can see the report, it has been generated, and there is a table, and there's now the simple visualization. So all that remains now is to send these changes to GitHub. So we'll go back to the command that we have, and we'll write git add dot, and we can check the status. And we see again, there are quite a lot of metadata that was generated, but we don't care about that so much. Commit the changes. We've added a new plot, and then git push origin, and we can, okay, it's normal, it doesn't take so long to make that change. And now if we refresh, we'll find that some of the reports, like this one is first git push, so this one was sent in our initial push, but now there are some new files that were changed, and that's why they have a new name. I think we'll end it here. So the key outcome of this video was to just create a new project in your machine, and add this new project in on GitHub, and also to create a simple file in R. So moving forward, we'll have more projects, more challenges, and we'll see how we can keep on improving as we go. Thank you.